The number one reason you should marry a virgin. Previously on my channel, we talked about paternity fraudsters, where we looked at how some women cheat on their husband even while in marriage, and then these men find out that these children are not theirs when it is late. That is very heartbreaking. That is very disheartening. Of course, nobody wants that for him or herself, and that is why you should go for a virgin. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Vegan Lodge, a YouTube channel that promotes virginity and celebrates virginity as well, letting you know that virgins are with high value and have the ability to make a stable marriage. On today's topic, we'll be looking at a very important topic: the number one reason you should marry a virgin. And that is because a virgin has not had sex before. Of course, I know that you know that. But a virgin has not had a sex before. Wow. And what does that mean? It means that she has the ability to bond, to pair with the partner. In our world today, in this 21st century, we find out that so many people have multiple sex partners. They just go out there and have affairs with people, not minding who they are. And then they keep having multiple sex partners, all their lives, and then not knowing the effect it might have on them. Now, what are the effects? How does this work? The oxytocin hormone is produced more in the females, in women. So this oxytocin hormone is destroyed when a woman keeps having multiple partners, and at the end, instead of pairing with the man that he or she finally marries, she has no ability to pair again. Let's go into details to know what oxytocin is and how it works. But before that, like, subscribe, and comment on this. The oxytocin is released in the posterior pituitary in the human brain. More recently, oxytocin has earned a few new nicknames: the love hormone, the trust me drug, the cuddle chemical. It is responsible for love, happiness, bond, trust, emotional ties, positive feelings, support, empathy. It helps in stress coping and sexual activities, as well as parental behavior. It is mostly in the increased side in women. It also helps in depression. Now, how does the oxytocin work in women?
Counseling Center about oxytocin and how it's giving it away to before marriage leaves us less stickiness to bond to our partner.
Because if you think about it, we'll just use a woman, for example. It's kind of the pattern of, I dated him, I had sex with him, I broke up with him. I dated him, I had sex with him, I broke up with him. So your brain kind of gets in that pattern of, I'm not going to stay with this person forever. And then so what happens when a woman gets into marriage then is that she's kind of got her bags packed to a degree, waiting by the door, because that's the pattern that has been established. And especially if, like I said, the average number of partners is 6, in America right now. That's a big number in terms of, where how many people you're bonded to,
And the guys you just show with all this baggage and Louis Vuitton, we think, well, at least it looks good.
Yeah, I want to know how it relates to men too, but let's do your experiment first.
So, Chris,
Men don't have that problem, by the way.
You have a different hormone.
Yes.
Kind of,
Yes.
I don't know.
But, okay, so Chris, I'm going to use your arm here, and so we're going to pretend you're 17-year-old Chris.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Since I'm only 19, that shouldn't be too hard.
And
so this
thank
is
you for
his,
volunteering to do this.
This is his new girlfriend. She's, she's a nice curve. She's rather transparent. And so after a few weeks, you start having sex. And so there, you're
right
bonded to your girlfriend now. She's bonded to you.
Brace
and
yourself.
now I'll do it fast.
Kelly Clarkson!
Oh.
And so look. So what do we have on the girlfriend now?
I haven't felt that pain. Oh, lots of, there you go. There's some stickiness. Gone.
There's some,
Gone.
yes,
Yeah.
but what's on there?
Hair.
Skin cells, you know. So
In.
just rip a big chunk off there. So what's going to happen the next time I stick this to another arm?
It won't adhere as much as well.
And then just think if you do that, like,
Again and again and
see,
again.
that doesn't hardly hurt, you know.
Ah. Yep.
It's not as sticky.
Pretty soon, by the time you're married, you're saying there's not a lot of stickiness left.
Yeah, and of course this isn't the case for every single person out there, but it's just some really fascinating research on what could be playing into some of the divorce numbers that are going on right now.
So, what's the hormone that men have? You mentioned it, but
It's
how does
called
it?
vasopressin.
Okay, how does it work for
and
them?
It's kind of a loyalty hormone.
Okay.
And so it acts like, I'm going to protect my woman, I'm going to, you know, stand here and stay by her, that type of thing.
So does that? Are they affected when men sleep with a lot of women before they might?
They are. It's
Get
not.
married?
It's not as strong as for women, but they definitely are not unaffected. You know, I mean, there's just no way for humans, because we're designed. I mean, we're hardwired for relationship, for intimate, deep relationship, and there's no way that a person can say, oh, you know, casual sex doesn't bother me, it doesn't affect me, I can be friends with this person. And I mean, it's not the case. And maybe some people can talk them into themselves into that for a period of time. But you look at the college students right now, you know, the friends with benefits thing, like you mentioned before. I can guarantee you that 99% of those girls are torn up inside, because what they really want is a relationship. They want to have someone to share life with. And the guy might not be quite in that place. And so, you know, they kind of come and go. And she's, you know, torn up inside, because we've talked before about the, you know, like women's brains are like spaghetti, you know. So, and this is really, it can affect her whole life in terms of all aspects.
So, the more a woman or a lady or a girl keeps having sex with multiple partners, the lesser the ability to bond when she finally gets married. And this is because the oxytocin is destroyed and it cannot produce the chemicals that helped in attachment.
Science has shown, this is a study from the Teachman Heritage Study. All the way on the left is what happens when you marry your first sexual partner. The chances of staying married is 87%. As the amount of men you have sex with before you actually get married starts to go up, that chance of the marriage working out consistently goes down. You can see over there towards the bottom, when you start getting into like 16 plus sexual partners, the chances for marriage working out significantly drops. It goes down to 17%. So we go from 87% down to 17% by having a whole lot of sex. And it just so happens that the more men a woman has sex with, the lower her ability to pair bond, to really bond with one man. You might ask yourself, well, why isn't that not the case for men? There's a really good saying that goes around, what do you call a key that opens many locks? A master key. What do you call a lock that's opened by many keys? A shitty lock.
A woman's brain has the ability to produce more oxytocin than that of a man. And so, if she keeps having multiple sex partners, this oxytocin is destroyed. And this oxytocin is the one thing that makes her become attached to her partner. But when it is destroyed, she loses the attachment.
I got something to say. I'm on dating apps, okay? I'm on them. I'm on Bumble, I'm on Hinge, I'm on Tinder, I'm on them all. You name it, I got it. I don't use them a lot. I get on there, I swipe through, I do my little swipe left, swipe right. I don't write people on there because I don't know what to say. So I never write people on there. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I've been feeling a little lonely lately because my roommate broke her elbow. She hasn't been home in a week and a half. She's the only person I like. So I've been trying to find a man, a little companionship. There's nothing on there for me. It's hard. It is hard. Like, I'm feeling like maybe I should not have taken advantage of my previous relationships and I should have probably worked on myself and tried harder because now I got no shot at a husband. There is nothing out there for me. I have to wait until I'm 34 and everybody's getting divorced. I get the round 2 pick.
I think I'm gonna just be single until Jesus come, and then I'm gonna just ask him, do he want to be with me? Because at this point, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Guys, understand something. Never feel bad for women who are single, alone, and miserable. Women who are always...
I got something to say.
Sleeping with multiple people does impact your ability to pair bond.
Yeah. I didn't sleep with much people.
Well, no, but it doesn't. I didn't say.
I'm not that.
I didn't say how many. I said more than one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so that's
like
many.
Yeah, because
Ooh,
even when you I'm not making a judgment on what is a lot. That's not my point. My point is the more people that you sleep with, the harder it's going to be for a guy to get married to you. And that's not a fun truth. I don't think that, because I think as women, like, we're forced to make decisions a lot sooner than men. And you're given a lot of attention from a young age, especially if you're like a very pretty girl, like at like 15.
The oxytocin hormone has several functions. It helps in coping in stress, and also reduces anxiety and fear, brings about bonding and parental behavior of some mothers, whereby they have to take care of their children, and if they notice threats, they fight for their children, they protect their children, they listen to their husbands, they cuddle them, they pay attention to their emotions, and they are sensitive. But when this hormone is destroyed, what do you think? That is why you see some single mothers or some women that has lived a promiscuous life having no sense of, coping in a marriage. They can't stay in a marriage. They can't take care of their children because that ability is not there. They can't pair with their husband because there is no oxytocin. It is destroyed. They can't stay in a marriage, and they can't protect their own. They do not have emotional intelligence to do that, not parental behavior to do that. And that is why you need to marry a virgin. A virgin can only give you what you need in a marriage, a best marriage, to create a generational legacy of having a well-raised children. Also, those women that had several sex partners, a promiscuous life, they end up being traumatized, depressed in marriage. It leads to divorce. They couldn't bond, they couldn't be attached because they have had several experiences. This could be very traumatic in a marriage, and nobody wants a disaster in a marriage. And so there is need for you to go for a virgin. What about trust, love, sense of belonging? Oxytocin produces trust and morality. Because if someone is trustworthy, this simply means that the person has the ability to differentiate between wrong and right. And a woman who is very moral can raise a good child. A woman who has oxytocin in increased measure can be trusted. She can cheat on you. And it's only the virgins that can do that. Okay, what viewers? I believe you have seen the number one reason. You've heard the number one reason why you should go for the virgins. Know this, the virgins are the best. They are the best choice for you. Go for the virgins. Remember to subscribe to my channel, like, and put down your comment. Let me know your view.